This week we've got updates from MSC, BLAUPUNKT, Diamond Audio, Boss Audio, and MB QUART. This is CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5 Axis Innovations. And it starts now. So we all know the importance of having the right product for the right application, especially with the evolution of the vehicles today. The guys at Audio Tech Fisher, and more specifically Match, have come up with a great suite of products that suit those needs. Small footprint, amplification, and yes, DSP. We're here at the MSC booth to find out more about what's new at Match. And joining us is their specialist, Chris Van Rye. Hey Chris, how are you doing today?
Always wonderful to see you, Ben.
So happy to be here. Now, as you can see, obviously, we're talking about the Match series of products from Audio Tech Fisher. And, you know, in my introduction, this, for me, is definitely a fantastic solutions-based type of product. You can tell they're small footprint amplifiers. And yes, I did mention DSP as well. But, Chris, there are some new goodies on this board I want you to tell us about.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of new toys that we're unveiling here this week, one of which came out just after Christmas time. One of them is brand spanking new. So the first one that came out just before Christmas time was the Up1 FX. This is a mono amplifier, initially designed to partner with the Up8 DSP, one of the most popular amplifiers in the lineup, but for clients that were looking for some extra power for their subwoofer systems. This amplifier is a completely universal mono unit, provides more than 900 watts RMS out to these customers, different subwoofer systems. But one of the cool things is it's not just limited to subwoofers. This is a full range amplifier. So we've got some crazy customers that like to do things like run these on mid-bass drivers in big audio systems or run them on tower speakers in their boats. So you can really get creative with this amplifier into the mix, but also continue to partner it with the DSP-based products that we've already got in the lineup.
Well, I got to cut in here because there's a couple comments I want to make. Guys, watch my hand. Look at this amplifier. 900 watts and literally in the palm of your hand. Now, I do recognize that the chassis does absolutely match the Up8 DSP model, so side by side, perfect fit. And yeah, they're small enough to put a whole bunch of these in, guys. If you do want to go nuts and power every single driver in your vehicle, that is absolutely a thing. Let's move quickly to the beast that's been staring at me down here. This is a new model, guys, and it's called the PP86 DSP MK2. What's that all about?
So this is the second generation of one of our most popular amplifiers. The PP86 in its first iteration was around for a lot of years and provided a ton of integration capabilities. It was compatible with all of our T-harnesses that gave easy access into the audio systems in a lot of modern vehicles, but it was getting a little long in the tooth. So of course the guys at Match were never willing to sit and rest on their laurels. It got the full overhaul. This new amplifier is 8 channels, up to 70 watts per channel at 2 ohm, but also more importantly, gives you the entire suite of Audio Tech Fisher DSP technologies. Everything from equalization and time alignment and crossovers, the basics that we're used to, but more importantly, getting into things like real center technology, our built-in up mixer, things like augmented bass processing, technologies to give the best possible low frequency extension at any volume in any audio system. So even the small footprint amplifier might look familiar, completely different, an entirely new platform and generation from what we've seen in the past.
You know, I know what you guys are thinking. We're saying big words like DSP and everything else, but guess what? It doesn't matter if we're talking about the Match series of products that we have here, or the Helix brand, or even the top-of-the-line Brax. One cool thing that Audio Tech Fisher has figured out is that it's only one software that you got to learn. Am I right, Chris?
Absolutely. One common misconception about the Match brand, or when people look at the entire Audio Tech Fisher umbrella, is that the Match is the entry level of the bunch. Well, not true. It's just a different design concept. When it comes to these products, Match actually carries a lot of the same high-end technologies that we see in P-series amplifiers, all the way up to some of the Brax technologies that we've got. But as you had mentioned, the DSP side of things is exactly the same concept. The entire DSP PC tool is based around all of the Audio Tech Fisher DSP products. So it doesn't matter if you've got a Match amplifier, a Helix P6, a Brax DSP, or even a DSP Ultra. It's the exact same experience and process to get through these setup. If you've done one, you're already prepped and ready for the next.
There you go, guys. So one thing that you did mention, Chris, I want to kind of circle back on, is particularly for these. Now, obviously, these are great for universal applications, but there's a special offering with the Match lineup involving wire harnesses and special integration tools that are available.
Absolutely. So in some cases, we've got vehicle-specific amplifiers like the Up8 BMW that have a very specific target of what they're trying to accomplish, but all of these products are designed with a specific input harness. We actually offer dozens of different vehicle-specific harnesses to allow you to actually tee in, feed that signal both in and out of the amplifier, and easily add into it a DSP amplified system. Allow you to upgrade these, give the client a much better performing system without going through a complete overhaul like we've traditionally had in vehicles. Not a huge labor investment for the shop or the customer to worry about, but still give them the experience that they're looking for, even with factory speakers.
No, I gotta say, when it comes to having the type of tools and support available to integrate these type of amplifiers into your customers' cars, especially those lease vehicles that you might not want to do permanent modifications in, I think Match offers a great offering in that. So close it out, Chris. Who is the customer that this Match product is perfect for?
What we see a lot of our Match customers as is everybody. If you need something that's small footprint that can be integrated in easily, something that's going to fit into either factory locations or be able to be hidden in behind trim panels. The vast majority of us are buying cars because we need the storage space that exists in there. We don't always want to give up big spaces for amplifiers and subwoofers and all of that kind of stuff. These are great tools to allow you to go through and upgrade while still giving high-end, top-tier performance without having to make the major compromises that we've traditionally had to do.
Well, no compromise, performance, small platform, DSP, two brand new models, guys, the PP86 DSP Mark II, now loaded with new DSP features, and of course the new Up1 FX, a perfect companion to the Up8 DSP as a monoblock to power subwoofers. When are these two new models available, Chris?
Both of these guys are shipping right now. So whether you're looking for a PP86 to run a multi-channel audio system or an Up1 FX as either a completely standalone mono amplifier for just a simple subwoofer upgrade or to add on to your existing DSP system, both of these are ready to take care of you today.
Hi, Jody from 5 Access here. Just want to bring everybody up to speed with what we do and how we do it. We're a display company. We do a lot of custom graphics. Obviously, we do custom audio boards. We do RGB lighting. We do graphical work up top. We also do all the different custom amp mounts. So for all your store needs, we do front counters, we do home audio sections, we do lighting, everything that you're looking for, give us a call. Again, it's 5 Access, 414-326-7162.
As we all know, source units is a very important and yet competitive category. Well, it looks like there's a new player that's back in the game in Canada, courtesy of Importel. BLAUPUNKT is re-emerging into the landscape, and we've got all the details, courtesy of the 12-volt Viking standing by, Jaron Gelmalon. Jaron, tell us all the details.
Yeah, Ben, you hit the nail right on the head. It's a new brand for Canada, but an old brand. BLAUPUNKT's been around forever. We'll give you a little piece of trivia on this one. So BLAUPUNKT actually stands for Blue Dot. They were started in 1924, and they made radios. And when a technician was done with the radio, they put a blue dot as the seal of approval. So people started asking for the Blue Dot radios, which in German is BLAUPUNKT. So we're excited to bring this brand back to Canada. They have some exciting new offerings, including like a 10-inch radio, and then the classic radios, which we're really excited about. They're higher price, but for that car that they're going in, they're going to fit it perfectly.
Jaron, you're absolutely right. BLAUPUNKT was a huge name back in the day, and it made a big impact, especially for those Euro fans out there, for vehicles and platforms that absolutely had specific needs and specifications that were required. So I, as a fan, obviously want to know what BLAUPUNKT has been up to. I've heard through the grapevine that obviously they've been adding new features to modernize their offering. But let's hear from you, Jaron. What is new and going on at BLAUPUNKT?
Yeah, they've definitely got some new exciting features out for BLAUPUNKT. We'll get to the new exciting radios, but I want to bring back some old classics now that Ben's talked about the Euro radios, obviously. And we want to bring back the Frankfurt and the Bremen radio. So this is a Frankfurt radio, and this is going to be definitely your fit for your Porsche, your Volkswagen, BMW type vehicle. Which is really cool about it. It matches the interior perfectly. It's nothing shiny and flashy in a dull matte interior. The background colors are interchangeable as well. And this little tape deck hides obviously your USB SD card and auxiliary in, all the stuff you need in that modern car. That's also a classic, but you still want the looks to be there. So this also includes Bluetooth and steering wheel controls on board. Not that those cars will have it, but if you have that type of vehicle that needs that, it's a great add-on for it. And everyone just wants a Bluetooth radio and be able to stream their music, obviously, but still look classic, especially in those Porsche 911s that I'm a huge fan of. We also have the Bremen radio, so very similar style, kind of that Euro style, obviously. It has all your controls up front instead of the little CD slot. Again, SD card, USB on the front there. I can show it to you. And similar type of style. This is going to fit great in those Mercedes, BMWs, and that classic style. So these are great radios. The price point is high on them, but they're a quality built radio. It includes Euro style connectors on the back, the ISO that we're used to. So it might not plug and play in all vehicles, but it will be pretty close in most of those German vehicles that they're common in. And that's where Blaupunk started, was obviously those German vehicles. Now we get on to the new excitingness. So new exciting from Blaupunk, we got these big 10-inch radios. So this big 10-inch that's also shallow on the backside includes your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, not only wired, but wireless as well. And that's something that a lot of the radios are going to have now at a very, very competitive price on the market. So you get that 10-inch radio for awesome quality, awesome value for your dollar. And it allows you still have that Android Auto CarPlay that you want in all your vehicles. And that's a go-to for a lot of their head units. So we're starting out small at Importel. We're bringing in 6 head units from Blaupunk. And then we're going to expand the line from there, just depending on how the demand goes.
You know, Jaron, there is something satisfying about seeing those retro designs, but modernized at the same time. You mentioned some great upgrades like Bluetooth, for example, and of course, who can not have a bigger screen these days, especially what we see as trending right now in this category. But let's talk about a little bit about who the customer is. Like from a dealer standpoint, at what point would I say, you know what, I have a Blaupunk customer in front of me?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, Ben, because I think you end up with 2 very distinct type of customers that are going to be a Blaupunk customer. So one of the Blaupunk customers that's going to be no compromise and want something that really fits in their vehicle is going to be that Euro enthusiast customer. So they're going to be sought after for these Blau radios. They're almost like a unicorn on the market. No one really makes a radio that's going to fit in a 79 Porsche 911 that has Bluetooth that looks like it came from the factory. So your target on that is going to be very distinctive. Could you put this radio in something else that a customer maybe doesn't want all those flashy faceplates? Certainly. I would have loved one of these in my Volkswagen back in the day. But then on the other side of Blaupunk, you also have that customer that wants great value for the money that they're spending. And I think the 10-inch and double DIN, single DIN offerings from Blaupunk for that customer that's looking for that value is there as well. So it's almost opposite ends of the spectrum, I would say, a little bit. But Blaupunk has that answer for you within the head unit market.
All right, Jaron, you've got my interest peaked, and I'm sure I'm not alone. So let's talk about 2 things. First, what's the best way for me to touch, feel, play with these products? Because I'll be honest, I haven't seen these Blaupunk products in quite some time, and I'm sure I share the same experience with other dealers who are looking at this. And the other thing is, what is inventory like? Is this something that's coming a little bit later on in the season, or are they ready to ship?
Yeah, Ben, I think that's a loaded question. I'm not 100% sure, but obviously we're going to have these on display at the CMA Expo this year. So that's why it's a loaded question. But do we have stock now ready to ship to dealers? Of course we do. It's Importel. Would you expect any less? So we have stock in both warehouses ready to ship. It's on the website. Specs are loaded. All the features of the radios are loaded on the website. So you can order it now, or if you're unsure about it, join us at the CMA Expo and you can see these radios for yourself.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability.
People love it.
Story, we head over to the category known as motorcycle audio. Big news in this one, as Diamond Audio has recently announced a brand new source unit specifically engineered and designed for motorcycles. This is a new category for Diamond Audio, now no stranger to the motorcycle market. In fact, they've been innovating very, very thoroughly ever since their first step foot into this category. But we go now to John Catalano, who is their product development manager. Now, John, what is the official announcement here?
Well, we're really excited to announce that it's shipping. So that's a great thing. It took a long time to develop, and now it's available for the public.
All right, John, very exciting news indeed. Now, there must have been some challenges and hurdles that you had to overcome when it comes to creating a brand new source unit for the motorcycle environment. Why don't you share with us some of these challenges that you were faced with?
Well, as you know, we've been doing motorcycle since it became a category. And, we were just going towards this would be the natural progression, right? We did what we could with speakers and amplifiers, and it just made sense that we would eventually do this. But we knew it was going to take a lot of R&D to do it right. We weren't just going to take a car radio and slap a faceplate on it so it fit in a motorcycle. We were going to take it and look at it from what really needs to be done in a motorcycle and start from there.
All right, John. So when you and your team got together to develop this new source unit, what were some of the objectives that you had on the board that you definitely want to check off?
So what we did is we took the motorcycle and we looked at, well, what are the hurdles that we need to look at for the motorcycle audio? So one, space, very limited in space. And two is power. You're lucky if you have 40 amps of current to work with, right? So we wanted to make sure we didn't waste either of those. And how do we maximize the user experience as well?
Well, let's definitely get into some of the features that riders are going to be interested in, because, of course, this is built for the motorcycle rider. So what are some of the key features, John, that this radio presents that would make riders excited?
Well, from a usability standpoint, we had to make sure that it works for a rider. So you can use your gloves, if you have your gloves on, because you don't want to take your eyes off the road for a long time. You want to be able to touch it, and it does what you're asking it to do. We used the fastest processor that was available at the time of development, which right now it is still the fastest processor. So it is lightning fast. It reacts very quickly. You might as well be just touching your phone. Let's say if you're using wireless Android Auto or CarPlay, it's going to react very, very quickly. Also bright. So it's a 1000 nit screen. So even in the bright sunlight, you're going to be able to see what you're doing and be able to get where you need to go on the display. We added 10 channels, which nobody has done before. We've actually got some patents on this unit. So you have infinite expandability and flexibility. So 4 of the channels are powered, and 6 of those channels are RCA outputs. Those outputs, by the way, either powered or non-powered, are clip-free, meaning you can take the volume all the way to 40, no clipping. So we're going to give you a nice clean base to start with. 5 volts on the RCAs, 25 by 4 at 4 ohms for the powered outputs, or 50 by 4 at 2 ohms. And all those channels are independent of each other. Again, like we said, this was designed for a motorcycle. It's not a car radio, so it doesn't have a subwoofer output control that's crossed over. All the channels can be crossed over full range, band pass, low pass, high pass, whatever you need it to do, whatever slope you need it at.
Now, those are some very interesting and important features that I know riders are going to appreciate. But I have two other questions. Let's get a little bit more technical from maybe an installation standpoint. You know, when it comes to integrating and installing this radio, does it have any features like Maestro integration, for example? And more importantly, does it have SiriusXM?
Well, the MSHD14 not only has Maestro compatibility, but it is the first radio ever available with it internal. So again, when we were talking about saving space, we didn't want to have an extra box, an extra wire harness, and a T-harness that takes up that premium space that we have on that motorcycle. So we put it inside of the radio. That gives you a lot of other options as well, because you program it. The programming sequence is much shorter because it already knows what radio it's in. It already knows what the serial number is. It's already inside the radio. And then, of course, it has SiriusXM ready, just a port on the back. If you already have the module, you plug it in. If not, you buy that $40 XV300, plug it in, and then your SiriusXM is active. And you just turn that on in the UI, because if you don't have it, why would you want to keep scrolling by it? So we can turn that on and off so you don't have to look at it if you don't use SiriusXM.
Well, John, no doubt you've been doing a great job just checking off all these amazing features in our short little interview here today. But I want to give you one more opportunity. Are there any extra special features you might want to mention when it comes to this new source unit?
Well, with the advent of having the Maestro included, not only do you get the integration to the bike, but you get the vehicle information. So you have a display with gauges that you can change to whatever you want at the show. You can do 0 to 60 times. You can do oil pressure, voltage, speed. All these are configurable by the end user. We also offer 6 programmable outputs. So when you're programming the Maestro, if you want to control air ride, electronic kickstand, lighting, pretty much anything that you can trigger with a negative trigger, and you can configure that to be done through the UI, through a long press on the handlebar controls, or you can have it just so it does it automatically, like say with ignition off and 2 seconds later the kickstand lowers. These are great features that you can add, and it's already built into the radio. You just got to use your imagination. And then again, if I could circle back to the 10 channels of output, these are all DSP controlled. So you have time delay, 16 band EQ per pair of channels. That means there's 5 EQs for setup that you adjust for any anomalies you might have in the system. Maybe you have a bright tweeter or a mid range with a dip in it. You can go ahead and cue those out, make sure that your frequency response is nice and flat, and then you can lock those out, because once they're set, you don't need to play with those anymore. And then there's a global EQ. So again, a total of now 6 EQs. And that EQ is what I like to call the user EQ. It has your presets, it has your pop, rock, country, whatever you're going to be listening to, so you can change the way your sound is on the fly, but you don't mess around with those back-end setup EQs, crossovers, and settings that only need to be done once.
Well, John, thanks again for coming in today and sharing with us all these amazing features and benefits and unique features, in fact, about this new source unit. So I guess the only question that remains is, when is it available and where can people go to get more information?
Well, like I said earlier, it's shipping now. Really, the big thing is that the pre-orders are already spoken for. We have a few units left. You really got to get in line. They're going out as fast as we can produce them, and we're ramping up a double production run. But we're so enthusiastic about how well received this unit has been so far, and we're looking forward to the new units that are coming down the line as well. If you want to find out more information, you can go to diamondaudio.com or visit us on any of the social media sites as well. We've got plenty of information there.
CE Outlook is dedicated to keeping the car audio and electronics industry informed on the latest issues, trends, and product releases. New feature stories posted daily. Visit ceoutlook.com for the latest industry news. All right, so you don't need me to tell you how much impact Boss Audio has had on the source unit category in late. I mean, they've come up with some incredible offerings with some giant screens, Apple CarPlay, and all the lot. However, you need to be aware that they do so much more than just source units. In fact, they have a complete line. On today's interview, we've got Colin Ross from Boss Audio joining us, and we'll be talking about their power sports offering. So first of all, Colin, welcome to the show. Power sports audio is certainly something that's been getting a lot of traction, and Boss Audio is certainly in the mix, aren't they?
That's right, Ben. Boss Audio Systems has been in the power sports game for decades now. Everything from UTV, ATV, motorcycle, even boats, but yeah, we have been a strong player in this market for a very long time.
All right, so let's get into it. We're talking power sports audio today, and there's a bunch of products that we want to go through. In fact, many don't know how deep the power sports offering actually is. So today's a great opportunity if you're tuning in for the first time to learn about the different type of products available within power sports. So Colin, I guess let's start with ATV audio. This is kind of a popular thing going on where people want some tunes when they're out on the trails.
Sure, and right now is the best time to upgrade those ATVs. As the weather's getting warmer, as things are thawing out, now's the time to think about those power sports and off-road vehicles and how you want to gear them up with audio. So starting off with ATV. Most of you are familiar with the ATV tube systems that we do sell. Fully Bluetooth, IPX rated, weatherproof. These are 6.5-inch speakers, but what's cool about this is there's 4 of them. So you've got the party in the front and you've got the party in the back. Again, this is fully Bluetooth, one plug to plug it in to power, and that's all you need. That's all you need for the install. Super easy. We also have these available in 2 speakers with 6.5-inch or 8-inch speakers. LED lighting inside the speakers, and some of our models actually has a LED strip on the back side, so it acts more of like a headlight than anything. But again, super easy to install on your ATV. I've seen these things on UTVs as well, sitting in the trunk area. So really versatile, universal offering that we have here.
So I can't say enough about this offering here. It's first of all, it's visually curious. Like you want to know where this goes and what it does. But I love the fact that you have a front and rear kind of arrangement for the speakers. And like Colin said, UTV guys, like bike guys, like boat guys, love their lights. So having LED option in there is an absolute plus. Okay, moving along, another strong category that cannot be denied is, of course, soundbars. Soundbars are great as a system builder because you can start with them, but there's so many different sizes and applications and where you want to put them. So break it down for us, Colin. What does Boss Audio have when it comes to soundbars?
So similar along the same lines as an ATV tube, people also put soundbars on their ATVs as well as UTVs or boats, or really wherever you want to put them. They're so versatile. This is our 26-inch soundbar here. Again, Bluetooth, IPX rated. We have aux in, USB in. This one actually does have lighting, so you could choose your lighting with the supplied remote. But we also offer them without lighting. So 2 different options for lighting or not. So again, this is the 26-inch. We also have a 17 and a 36-inch. We also have 18, 25, and 35-inch. These are the 3-inch speakers within the enclosure, but we also have 4-inch speakers offering as well. It just adds a little bit of depth to it. So 2 different depths for people like me who have big heads.
And that's one thing I really want to point out here, guys, is that Boss Audio offers a full line of every category. You heard Colin say the different sizes, the different, not only in length of the total power bar, but also the size of the driver. So depending on the client and what they're looking for, whether it's with lights or without lights, I think Boss Audio's got you pretty covered in the soundbar category. All right, moving along, we're going to talk about another popular category. Of course, these options that we've shown so far are Bluetooth. However, what if we wanted to change the radio? And when it comes to the radio, a lot of these source units, of course, fit in a gauge style pod. So what do we have as far as gauge radios for UTVs?
So Boss Audio does supply a whole host of different style gauge radios, from very simple Bluetooth LED screen to something like this, where we've got a 3-inch screen, full color, and you could add backup camera or a front camera. There's got 2 camera inputs. Again, this is a fully Bluetooth, aux-in, USB, and simple 3-inch gauge style hole, standard. But again, using the screen for a backup camera on your boat or on your UTV goes a long way. The same with the square version. So really, these two are pretty much the same. You just got a square and a round version. Again, 3-inch screen, dual camera input, Bluetooth, and I'm not sure if you could see, but there is a little star button here on this one, and you could program a different electronic within your vehicle, dome light, LED lights, and something that you use a lot. You could just have a quick click on and off right here on the head unit instead of installing a rocker switch or something like that. Both come with a silicone cover. Nice touch, keep it protected. But I got one more to show you, the Big Daddy. We got a 5-inch screen here. Again, 3-inch gauge style hole. If you've got the space on your dash, utilize this big screen for, again, dual camera input, fully Bluetooth, IPX rated, ready to go. And again, this big, large 5-inch screen could totally help you when you're backing up or you want to put a camera in the front to see where your grill is.
Well, Colin, you're certainly keeping the theme of go big or go home when it comes to source units, especially with that last model that you just showed here. But I want to reiterate how important it is that all the products that we're talking about here for power sports are really engineered and designed for that application. We're talking about weatherproof rating, they're extra rugged, and they're really built for the environment that they're meant to be installed in. Having said that, I love the front and rear camera inputs. I think a lot of people overlook that feature, especially when you're wearing a helmet and this and that. It's sometimes hard to see your environment. Great option to sell your customer if you want to integrate either front or rear camera into their UTV. Okay. When it comes to UTV, it's not just about audio. We also have to talk about aesthetics. And when it comes to aesthetics, we're going to be talking about some lighting. In particular, we're talking about whips. Don't know what whips are? Colin, please show them.
Right. A non-audio accessory from Boss Audio Systems. We have LED whips. This one is called our XP2. It has a phone app where you can control the lighting, 90-something plus different settings for the lighting. This is the 2-foot version. We also offer it in a 4-foot and a 6-foot version. So again, one-stop shop, audio and protection, all in one for Boss Audio.
I didn't know what whips were either, but man, the popularity of these things at the back of these vehicles is super popular. And of course, as you mentioned, Colin, for safety purposes as well. Now, one thing I do want to mention, some of the shows I've been visiting, I've been seeing another trend happening. And I've seen guys using marine style, like wakeboard can speakers, putting them onto the back of UTVs. I'm sure Boss has a solution for this as well.
That's right, Ben. We offer lots of different sizes within the Wake Tower series, used for boat or UTV. Basically, anywhere outside you want your music, these guys will provide it. This is our 6.5-inch can speaker. As you can see, comes with a dual clamp system here. We also offer these in 4-inch, 8-inch, and 6x9-inch. Just a little different grill configuration. Plug these straight into an amp or into your source. They're ready to go. We also have those speakers that come in LED versions. So whatever color your ride is, whatever color you're feeling that day, change that color. You got your speakers going. One thing about these guys is, yes, you do have to plug these into an amp, into a source unit. We also sell these preamped and powered, so you don't need a source unit. You plug them into your power unit or power source, hook them up to the bar, you're ready to go. Bluetooth directly to those speakers. No need for a source unit, no need to run any wiring.
Now I'm going to take this opportunity, Colin, to segue into our final product that we want to showcase on today's live. And we're talking about power. So from what I understand, there is a brand new series of power amplifiers engineered and designed specifically for the UTV market. This is a brand new product, guys. So let's see what this is all about.
Yeah, Ben, this is our brand new line of power sports amplifiers. We just released these at Knowledge Fest a couple months ago in Las Vegas. We're going to have 3 different configurations of these. This is we're going to have a 500 watt mono block, 380 watt 4-channel, and a 740 watt 5-channel. Now, as you can see, these are Boss Elite. This is our first offering in power sports under the Boss Elite banner. That just means these are price protected, dealer product. So yeah, the first time we're offering these under the Boss Elite banner. Of course, these are IP6 rated, ready to go, ready to get wet, ready to get dirty. Again, these power ratings are true power ratings. So you know what you're going to get.
All right. Well, first off, congratulations on the brand new Boss Elite Power Sports amplifiers. And, you know, if you want any more information, the one question that I have for you, Colin, is what is the availability like? I mean, you said it at the top of this interview. Now is the time for power sports and marine for that matter. So let the dealers know what the availability is on the products we discussed today and where they can find more info.
Yeah, Ben, everything that you saw today is available and ready to ship, ready to install, ready to go. Except for the power sport amps, we're looking mid Q3, maybe beginning of Q4 on these guys. But as always, head over to bossaudio.com for more information on all of these products and more.
Mark your calendar. CMA Expo is returning in 2024 to the Toronto Congress Centre on April 5th, 6th, and 7th. A huge thank you to all the Canadian dealers who attended and made the inaugural event such an amazing success. You spoke and we listened. Thanks to your feedback, we've implemented some important changes to enhance your experience even further. Confirmed exhibitors for the 2024 CMA Expo are Alpine, Automobility, Importel, Trends Electronics, Gemsen Distribution, JVC Kenwood, Sony, Pioneer, Dix Performance, SiriusXM, Ericsson Consumer, Metra, Stinger, Fortin. Save money and take advantage of the early bird registration. But hurry, early bird ends Monday, January 29th. For more information and the latest updates, follow us on social or visit cmaexpo.ca. So yes, I'm guilty as charged. I am an old school car audio fanatic just like you are. So I love it when I get these really iconic brands onto the show. The brand we're about to discuss, MB QUART, who has a heritage within the car audio scene. And today we've got their marketing manager, Rob Anderson, joining us because we're bringing back an oldie but a goodie. We're talking MB QUART Discus speakers. Now, Rob, this is a name that so many passionate enthusiasts are well aware of.
Absolutely, Ben. This is a heritage legacy line for MB QUART Discus speakers. The almost kind of the ground foundation of the MB QUART speaker lineup, right? So we start from Discus and we build up from there, and we're really excited about this brand new offering that we're giving access to everyone.
Now, Rob, before we get into it, you just mentioned it right there, access to everyone. I have been curious myself, what happened to the Discus line and why is it only available now?
So the sub-brand of Discus has always kind of been around in our product offerings, some of which that were only offered to exclusive customers in the past. And now, with this brand new launch of the speaker line, we're opening up the floodgates. But the nice thing is it's protected. So this is an entry-level line of speakers, but with amazing performance that's protected. So if you bring this on as a dealer, distributor, you're not going to have to mess around with any kind of open lines where kind of it's the Wild West, right? So amazing performance, value, price, and protected.
Man, I gotta say, those are great things to hear when it comes to a brand like Discus and MB Quartz. So dealers, of course, this is a protected brand, very interesting from the get-go, but let's get into it. You mentioned this is a full speaker line. Why don't you break down for us exactly what the offering is?
Of course. So full line of speakers, what does that entail? So that we have everything from a 3.5-inch coaxial all the way down to a 6x9 coaxial and a 6.5-inch component speaker system. So any kind of application, if it's an OEM integration where we're replacing some OEM speakers or even a full custom build out, we have a speaker in this line for you.
All right, so it's value priced, it's price protected, and it's a full line of full range speakers. Tell me you have some examples here that you can show us.
Come on, Ben. You know me by now. I'm always going to have something for the CMA viewers out there. So we have right here, we have one of the 6.5-inch coaxials. So one, we always provide a nice designed grill in all of our speaker offerings, no matter what, if it's a entry level or the middle line or the extreme side of things like the Q. We always give you a good aesthetic grill. And then when you take off the grill, it reveals the true magic behind this. So the speaker itself has a polypropylene cone, so nice designed cone for good reliable performance on the mid-range. And the secret here with all the MB Quartz speakers is the tweeter technology. So for the Discus line, we're going back to an inverted dome tweeter design, choosing aluminum as the material. So nice, bright highs. This speaker sounds amazing and at an amazing price point. But with the 6.5s, we also have the 6x9s, right? Put these perfectly in the rear deck of any kind of car that is ready for that size. But then a stamped steel frame. So that's kind of where you see the entry level side of things. But beautiful design, powder coated rear basket, and a massive magnets for that performance. So always have the 6x9s and the 6.5s in the lineup. And right here, you're seeing an example of our 6.5-inch component speaker system. So 6.5-inch mid bass with a 1-inch inverted dome tweeter and a crossover. So nice, clean design, easy to accommodate for that front staging or even some rear staging. But we also have a 6.5-inch coaxial shallow mount. So perfect if we have to install on an OEM location and we're worried about that window glass being a clearance issue. This speaker is going to get you covered correctly. So like I said, a size speaker for every application is covered under this line of Discus speakers from MB Quart.
So I'm going to review for you guys. It's MB Quart. It's Discus, a brand that many people are aware of. Now, what you've done here, Rob, is come up with a full line, and as you mentioned, very OEM integration friendly because you have the different sizing, especially with the shallow mount speakers. I want to ask you about power handling, though. Is this a speaker that's meant to run off like DEX power, or can it handle a little bit more power?
Great question, Ben. So obviously, when we're talking about OEM integration, these speakers are going to be perfect for just integrating with any kind of deck, power, and applications like that. But the power handling of this speaker line is definitely capable of handling a truly amplified system as well. So perfect for that OEM deck or a little simplified system, and it covers you all the way up to a full custom, fully powered system design as well.
And last but not least, I want to underline what I'm about to say here. Guys, this is an MB Quart branded speaker under the Discus line. Again, full lineup, full retail, $79.99. Wow, what an amazing price. Rob, tell the folks at home when these are available, are they ready to ship, and where do they need to go to get more info?
Well, great news for everyone. They're in stock, shipping now. We actually just received them last week, and we're launching them this week, so it is available in our warehouse today. So definitely reach out to MB Quart or Maxonics to talk to your sales representative, or head to mbquart.com and find out more information there, and always keep an eye on here on CMA Networks for any other MB Quart kind of announcements and discussions, or our social media at MB Quart.
All right, that's a wrap for this CMA Live All Access, brought to you by SiriusXM and sponsored by 5-Axis Innovations. Make sure to check out all our videos at CMANetworks.com. We'll see you next Saturday.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.